whenever you're switching topics, like from one topic to another, always give your mind a 2 minute relaxation break. Otherwise, your mind will not be able to grasp the next topic that you're able to study. Okay, so always remember this before moving on from one topic to other. Just close your eyes for 2 minutes, sit back, stretch straight, relax, so that your mind is now ready to grasp in another concept that you're ready to learn. Okay, the next topic that we are going to do right now is something that I have been doing since years at a stretch now. But still, I feel at some point of time, you'll just get stuck with it and you all don't know what exactly has to be done. Now, this particular concept I'm talking about, can any one of you guess, looking at the image, what is the topic that I'm going to discuss right now? It's a letter writing. Absolutely correct, guys. It is letter writing that we're going to talk about today. Yeah. So basically, there are two types of letter. One is a formal letter, and the second one is an informal letter. I don't know why a lot of end up going in for a informal letter. And I'll tell you, that's the worst decision you can take in your language paper. I'll tell you why. First and foremost, an informal letter is a letter that you're writing it to your friend or your parents or your uncle, auntie, anyone whom you know personally. And in that particular letter, you have to write a lot of content. Like first comes the greeting, then how are you? How have you been? It's been so long that I last met you. And there is a lot of content that actually needs to be added. And after the content, like you have to explain your problem and solution or the reason why you're writing a letter. It's mostly like you're inviting your friend for a vacation at your place or something like that. And you like have a lot of content to write. And after writing the content, then you have to request that person to agree to your request and then give your greetings and so on. It is too much of content. And let's say even if you give in like 15-20 minutes writing a good informal letter, the maximum marks that you can score in it is 6 or 7. Doesn't make sense for the kind of efforts you take. And let me tell you, a proper informal letter, properly written, following all the steps, all this kind of all these steps and everything, at least it should go on to 1.5 page, or you can say one full side in the next page ka half side. You are actually writing that bigger content, and in spite of writing so much, what you're actually getting is 6 or 7 out of 10. But when you write a formal letter, first and foremost, for your entire format, okay, the addresses that you're writing, the subject, if you're writing subject is not mandatory. If you're writing, then also it's okay. The salutation, the subscriptions, for those entire format only, you're getting 5 marks. Just a correct format gives you 5 marks. And the remaining content that you write, I'm sure in that particular content you can easily score say 2 or 3 marks. That comes up to a good 8 or a 9 mark out of 10. So when your entire format, if written correctly, is actually helping you score a full 5 on 5, and after that it's your content where you can easily score at least 2 or 3, then tell me one thing, is more feasible to write? Okay, what is more, the formal letter or the informal letter? Absolutely correct. It will always be more feasible to go in for a formal letter instead of an informal letter, because in a formal letter, if you've written the content as it is as it has to be written, and see, in a formal letter you do not have to talk a lot. Okay, in a formal letter you do not have to write a lot. In a formal letter you just have to talk word to word. You don't know the person to whom you're talking, so there are going to be no greetings, nothing. You're just going to talk on point. Who are you? Who are you as a person? Why are you writing a letter? Talk about your problem, discuss a solution, and just finish it off. So even if you're writing a letter, just one full side, that's also enough, because there's nothing more that you can write. So always remember, going in for a formal letter is always advisable than writing an informal letter if you want to score good marks. Again, if you feel that in informal letter you are justifying the content, and if you feel by writing an informal letter you're getting good marks, then why not go for it? See, ultimately choices are given. It is upon you to take up the choice. As a mentor, I will just guide you to what is the best for you. Okay, let's proceed further. What are the format and tips for writing an effective letter? A proper layout gives you 2.5 marks. Subject matter and expression gives you 2.5 marks. Okay. And the remaining marks is given for your content. So a proper layout means the format, like the to address, okay, salutation, subscription, dear sir, dear ma'am, everything that you're writing will give you proper, full and subject matter and expression. What do you mean by this expression? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by this word expression? Anyone? Anyone can tell me what is basically the expression? How we express what we want to say, okay? Language ability, okay? Anything else that anyone else can come up with a pointer? Okay, ways of expressing feelings effectively. Okay, expression is basically how you're putting out your problem into words in front of the person and that he can understand exactly what you're going through. If it's a formal letter, you have to express your problem in such a manner that the person actually understands the depth of the problem. Okay, so first and foremost, let's discuss one pointer step by step. Okay, what is a proper layout? Okay, it is a format in which a letter is written. Now be very careful because the format for writing a formal letter and an informal letter both are different. We are going to discuss that later as well. Only just pay attention to that one thing, that you are actually focusing on the proper format. Okay, if for a formal letter, if you're attempting a formal letter, focus on the format that is given. If you're attempting an informal letter, focus on the format. A lot of times what happens is students in an informal letter end up writing the receiver's address. In an informal letter, only one particular address will always be written, only one address, and that is the sender's address in an informal letter. Whereas in a formal letter, you will have to write down both the address, that is the sender's address as well as the receiver's address. So be very careful about this. In a formal letter, there will always be two addresses. In an informal letter, there'll be just one address. Okay. Then talking about the subject matter. Subject matter is something that you're communicating about. Okay. And we as teachers, we as paper correctors will only focus on how effectively you're discussing the subject. How effectively are you talking about your problem to the person? Okay. Now remember, if it's a formal letter, understand this one thing, that the person to whom you're writing a letter is a very busy personality and he doesn't have a lot of time to, read your letter. So if it's a formal letter, you always have to understand one thing, your content should be written in short. Okay. Short but effective. It is not always that you write a long content and only then it is effective. No, you write a short content but an effective one and you're good to go. Getting my point here? So the subject matter is basically how effectively you're discussing the problem or the subject that you have been writing the letter for in short and simple words. Let's talk about expression. The letter tests your skills in expression and thus has a high weightage of marks. Your expression. It would be helpful to keep the following things in mind when you all are writing in letter. Like all composition writing, it should be written to a plan. Whenever you write a formal letter also, you should exactly know what is the thing that you need to go ahead with. First should be your introduction, second should be the discussion of the problem, third should be a discussion of the solution, and then finally what are you expecting from the person to whom you're writing a letter. I'll repeat the four steps. First, your introduction. Second, discussion of the problem. Third, discussion of the solution. And fourth, what are you expecting from the person? If you all want, you all can just simply write it down somewhere. Okay, come on, just make a note of this in your book. Once you are done writing, let me know in the chat box. Anyone who's still writing this? Okay. Then proceeding further, it should have an interesting introduction and concluding sentence to make it appealing. You just cannot write a beginning like I am so and so person and I'm writing a letter. That is the most boring way of writing or beginning a letter. You can always begin with this letter has been written to bring to your notice an incident which is not being paid attention to. Okay. So this is a kind of a beginning that you can give to your content. Never use the word please or sorry in your letter. Always remember never to use the word please or sorry in the letter. For example, I would request you to please listen to my request. No, why is the word please being used? Whenever you use the word please, it's as if you're begging for something. Don't do that. Instead of using the word please, I kindly request you. Okay, instead of the word please, I kindly request you. And instead of the word sorry, I apologize. Never ever make use of the word sorry and please in your content. The words should be I request you or I apologize. I apologize or I request, but never ever the word sorry or please. Is that clear to all of you all? No word like sorry or please has to be added in your content. You can make use of I kindly request you and I apologize. Proceeding further, you should follow a logical or chronological order by dividing the subject matter into paragraphs. 3 paragraphs. Introduction, problem. Introduction will be first para. Problem will be the second para. Solution and expectation should be third para. Your letter should never go beyond 3 paras. It should never go below 3 paras. Neither beyond nor below 3 paragraphs. It should be exactly 3 paragraphs. Okay. It should be exactly 3 paragraphs. Use direct and simple language. Avoid high flown or vague language. Don't. As I've told you all in the writing skills also, do not make use of a high level English that which you understand, but your paper corrector does not understand. Okay. Are these pointers until you're clear to all of you all? You all need not write anything. This is just for you to remember. It's just the 4 pointers that I have given you all. That's what you all have to write. Otherwise, is the content clear to all of you all? Now, let me exactly show you, okay, how do you write a formal letter and how do you write an informal letter? I'm going to write it right here in front of you all, so there are no doubts. Now, let's say this is your page. Now, on the first side, now what all exactly has to be written? Pay attention. For example, B102 horizon view. Okay. What have I written over here is your wing, flat number and building name, your sub area. Okay. Your sub area. What do you mean by sub area? जैसे अंधेरी में there are various areas like Warsaw हो गया, Yari Road हो गया, then you have Juhu. So these are all called as your sub areas. Okay. Then comes your main area. None of you are going to write until I ask you all to do so. City and pin code. This is your sender's address. Now leave a line and write down the date. This is the date format. I'll go very slow with this. Is the sender's address format clear to all? Okay, is this clear to all? Perfect. Perfect. Now, moving further. Now, you're going to write down the receiver's address. The editor, the Times of India, okay, Mumbai, that's it. Okay, this is exactly how you're going to write. Now, for example, if it's a letter written to the BMC, then you can simply write it as to the municipal officer. Okay. Municipal Corporation Office, Mumbai and city. Now, when you're writing the receiver's address, we do not need to give in the sub area. The main area, the city is more than enough. This is exactly how you're supposed to write your address. Is this clear to all? Any doubts pertaining to this? If you don't know the pin of the receiver, you can just write down Mumbai. That's it. If you don't know the pin of the receiver, you can simply write down Mumbai. Okay, come on. Yes or no, guys? Is this clear to all? Now, subject is optional. लिखा तो भी ठीक, नहीं लिखा तो भी ठीक. Okay. Now, the person to whom I'm writing the letter is the Times of India. Okay. Can we write any random pin code? Avoid. Try writing the address of that place whose pin code you're aware of. Avoid writing any random pin code. Okay, avoid writing any random pin code. Okay. What is the subject? Request to publish an article on the lack of street lights. Because I'm writing this letter to the editor of Times of India, my topic is that I want you to write an article on the lack of street lights. Okay, so this is your subject. Now again, you're going to leave a line and you're going to write down, Dear Sir. Now, even if it's a formal letter, you're never going to write down respected sir. You're going to write down Dear Sir. The word respected should never come. And avoid writing the word ma'am. Instead of ma'am, write down the word madam. We do not use the word ma'am, we use the word madam. So dear sir or madam. Okay. Now we move on to the very first paragraph. After dear sir, again leave a line. Wherever you see these blank spaces, it means you have to leave a line there. Dear sir, this letter has been written by a resident of the above mentioned address to highlight on a very serious issue that has not been much highlighted by the media. Okay. Okay, this is how you're going to begin. This is how you're going to introduce yourself, and you're going to just give a hint of the problem that you're going to talk about. So this letter has been written by a resident of the above mentioned address to highlight on a very serious issue that has not been much highlighted by the media. Now, this kind of an introduction can be given for any formal letter, which is basically a complaint letter. Okay, this kind of an introduction can be given for any formal letter, which is a complaint letter. Okay. After that, you're going to go ahead with the second paragraph. You're going to talk about that there is a lack of street light on, various cities and various, areas in Mumbai. Okay. And this has, given birth to a lot of crimes. Already Mumbai is a city of crimes, and lack of these street lights are also encouraging more criminals. Okay. So this is how you can talk about, your letter. And finally, in the third paragraph, you can just simply say that by highlighting this issue in your front page, I'm sure the concerned officials will take a note of it and look into the issue seriously. Okay. Anticipating a quick action, anticipating an immediate action from your end. That's it. This is how you're going to write down. Do we have to leave a 2-finger space before starting each paragraph? No. Don't have to leave 2-finger space in a space. In fact, after every paragraph, you're going to leave a line. After every paragraph, you're going to leave a line. So first para, leave a line. Second para, leave a line. Third para, leave a line. But never ever leave 2-finger space between 2 paragraphs. Anticipating a request for an immediate action from your end, leave a line thanking you, leave a line, yours sincerely, and your name. This is how this is going to be a format for a formal letter. Okay, this is going to be a format for the formal letter. Is this clear to all? Yes or no? Is this clear to all? Okay. So first para, then your second para discussing the problem, third para discussing the solution, plus anticipating an immediate action from your end. Okay, thanking you, yours sincerely, and your name. No XYZ. Okay. Can we write your faithfully instead of yours sincerely? Yes. Yes. You all can write down yours faithfully. Yes, you all can write down yours faithfully also. That's absolutely okay. Now, whenever you're attempting a formal letter, always ensure that there will be no signatures anywhere. You do not have to sign anywhere. Now, just quickly take a screenshot of the format of formal letter, all of y'all. All of y'all can just quickly take a screenshot of this particular format, and then I'll just teach y'all how to write an informal letter as well. Once you are done taking a screenshot, let me know in the chat box. Done? If you want to write a informal letter, this is your format for a formal letter. First para, it's been so long that I have last seen you or we have last spoken, and there is so much to share with you. Okay. Second para, the reason why you're writing a letter. And the third para, your what are you expecting and eagerly waiting for your response. After salutation, do we have to leave a line before starting the first para? Yes. After salutation, yes, you'll have to leave a line and then begin your first paragraph. Leave a line and then begin your first paragraph. Now, there was this one doubt that came up was in letter writing that using good language impresses the examiner who is checking the paper. Of course, use good language. Do not use confusing language. Now, there's a very fine difference between confusing language and good language. For example, if I'm good at English, I am excellent at English, for example, and I end up writing a letter. Okay, the media has conducted an act of lossy-nosy inamplification against me. If I end up writing such a word, the examiner is going to go bonkers. He'll not be able to understand also what exactly I'm writing. Okay. So that is why you use good vocabulary, but don't use confusing vocabulary that you might feel that your paper corrector might not be able to cope up with the language, and he might end up giving you less marks. That is my entire idea. Use good language, use a good vocabulary, but don't use confusing one. Okay, is the doubt clear? And is the format of your informal letter clear to all? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. Now, what I want all of you to do is, I will be showing you all a format for an informal letter as well as a formal letter right now, like a proper written letter. Let's do one thing. Let's quickly rejoin the meeting. We have a little time left. Let's quickly rejoin the meeting, and then we'll have a look at both the examples of letters, that is formal as well as informal. Is it necessary to use rich vocabulary, that is new words, or simple and easy language? In my opinion, go in for simple and easy language. Okay, if you want to make use of good vocabulary or rich vocabulary, go for it. That's not a problem. But in my opinion, go in for simple and easy language. Okay, quickly rejoin, guys, all of you all.